Hi, Jody here from Healing Journey, www.healingjourneyservices.com. Today, I'm going to be talking about diarrhea. Not a very fun topic for a lot of people to talk about. It's a little bit embarrassing. This is something I actually struggled with chronically loose stools for, I would say, 11 or 12 years. So this is definitely something that I'm very, very interested in. I love helping people, get their health back, especially when they have dealt with chronically loose stools and it feels like there are no answers. Because let me tell you, there are some amazing answers, and I've had some great success stories with people who have come to me with chronically loose stools and we have sorted it out. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the causes of why you might have chronically loose stools and some general solutions. But if you want to do a deeper dive with me, a couple of options. So I work one-on-one with clients anywhere in the world, which is pretty incredible. As long as your mail system is good, you can work with me. And I also have a really cool membership program called the Gut Instinct Program. So we have an amazing group of very supportive women, and through this program, you get regular coaching calls with me. You also get access to my lab test store. So you can run all of the really cool labs that I talk about, where you can learn about what's actually living inside of your gut, and infections and things like that, as well as test your hormones, test heavy metals, all sorts of things like that. So do message me if you'd like more information on my membership program. Okay, so to get to the topic of hand, I explained a little bit that I got into, the field of talking about poop because after a trip to Africa, I got sick and I really couldn't get any answers. So I went, to the doctor and did multiple stool tests. I actually consider myself a stool testing expert. Because I could do it in bathrooms and in public places, because I'd run so many tests and all of them came back negative. And I tried the Candida diet and I'd done a bunch of different things and nothing seemed to work. So for a long period of time, I actually buried my head in the sand and did nothing. And then I discovered these super useful causes. So one thing definitely is the food that you're putting in your body. I cannot tell you the amount of people that eat a low inflammatory diet. So I recommend the paleo diet, absolutely going gluten-free, and instantly they see a difference, whether it's brain fog, even aches and pains in their body, but definitely a difference in their gut. So this is a really big deal when it comes to sorting out why you have those chronically loose stools. So sorting out your diet, cutting out the crap. So cutting out the sugar, cutting out the gluten, cutting out the dairy. These are the three main foods that are huge contributors to loose stools. Whether or not you're lactose intolerant. So a lot of people get stuck on the fact that, hey, I'm not lactose intolerant, or hey, my doctor said I'm not gluten intolerant. But there's lots of different ways to test for gluten, a whole other post on that. But definitely eating in a low inflammatory diet is a big one. The second thing you need to sort out are pathogens. So for me, the big find was that I had Blastocystis hominis. And so this is actually an amoeba known to cause chronically loose stools. And it had been something that hadn't responded to medication, parasitic medication that I'd been taking. It needed quite a significant round of herbs to get rid of. And when I got rid of that, I stopped going to the washroom 7 times a day. So this is where, tests like the GI map are going to be really important for you to figure out if parasites are underlying it. Because chances are, if you have chronically loose stools, there are unwanted gut guests living inside of you. So this is definitely a big focus for me. Environmental toxins is another one. So not a lot of people talk about this, but oftentimes people are very, very toxic, whether it's copper toxic, whether there's toxins in their water that they're drinking, or maybe you're eating, food that's not organic and you're getting constant exposure to glyphosate. So once you've become sick, your body's not going to be able to detox those toxins very well, and they're going to start to build up in your system, and it's going to be impacting your liver and your bile production and all of these sorts of of things that are related to your digestion, and that's going to lead to chronically loose stools. What's interesting is when somebody's going through a detox and, they're killing a lot of parasites, for example, often we see that person with chronically loose stools. So think about, the stomach flu. There's an infection and your body's trying to get rid of it. So what does it do? It creates these watery stools to help flush that out. Same thing. So if you're loaded with toxins or bacterial infections, your body is going to be trying to flush that out. So, some key examples are to be eating organic and really looking at filtering your water. Okay, stress. Stress is another big one, and I think it's pretty obvious the link between, stress and the stomach. A lot of people will tell me like, oh, I know that I have stomach issues because I was really stressed out and then I started to get diarrhea. So, this is not necessarily the root cause, but it is a component absolutely to those chronically loose stools. Okay. So those are 4 main causes of chronically loose stools. Let's talk about how you can solve them. So we talked about not eating the crappy foods. You want to bulk up your stool. So this is where you're going to want to be eating soluble fiber. So this is going to bind to the toxins and help escort them out of the body. So these are things like sunflower seeds, flax seeds, steel cut, gluten-free oats, avocado, zucchini, carrots, and sweet potatoes. All of those things are a source of good soluble fiber. You're going to want to manage your stress. I love floating, float tanks, yoga, meditation, all of those things, but you're definitely going to want to prioritize this to make sure that you're not kind of running around crazy making, which I feel like everyone is doing these days. The next thing you're going to want to do is get rid of your gut infections. So maybe you've done a GI map and you're not sure how to get rid of them. So I work with people to build protocols so that you can actually herbally clear out those infections. And like I was mentioning before, herbs for me were actually much more effective than medications were. And trust me, I tried both. You want to detox your personal care products. So you want to go with healthier cleaning products. You want to start filtering your water. Check out the environmental working group for more information on this. And you're going to want to improve your stomach acid production, because when you're improving your stomach acid production, you're helping to break foods down properly. When you don't have foods broken down properly, guess what? That's going to cause more issues, because you're going to create a ripe environment for bacteria to grow to help you to break down those foods, because your body cannot. So, supplementing with hydrochloric acid or bitters is a great way to improve your stomach acid production. Rebalancing your gut flora. So this could be, adding in a probiotic. I really like Microbiome Labs Megaspore. You need a practitioner to access this. If you're part of my membership group, you do have access to this. But definitely finding a probiotic that's over 50 billion active cultures. But Megaspore is in a league of its own. And then you want to heal the lining of your gut. So there's several things that can do this. Saccharomyces boulardii is going to improve the immune system in your gut. Zinc carnosine, quercetin is also going to help with those tight junctions. So those are some really great solutions to help you get started. I'm definitely happy to work with you more, whether it's one-on-one or in my Gut Instinct program, to really sort things out and to get you the results that my clients are getting and that I've gotten myself.